श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वती नमः। श्री सद्गुरु चरण कमले चरण कमलेभ्यो नमः। वरनामृत संहानां नाम छन्दसामपि मंगलानां च चरतां वन्दे वाणी विनायकम्। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सेविर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमस्मिन् कारणयोगे प्रमाणं हरिसत्तमा हनुमान्यतमास्ताय दुःखक्षय करो भव। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि। सिद्धि विनायक मंगलदाता सिद्धि विनायक मंगलदाता अष्टविनायक मंगलदायक मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया सिद्धि विनायक मंगलदाता, सिद्धि विनायक मंगलदाता, अष्टविनायक मंगलदायक मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, अष्टविनायक मंगलदायक मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। सिंदूर वदना पंकज रमना, सिंदूर वदना पंकज रमना, सिंदूर वदना पंकज रमना गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, सिंदूर वदना पंकज रमना गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, मोरिया मोरिया 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 गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। तू क्या जोए पीर का पर्वत, रस्ता रोक करा है, तेरी ममता जिसका बन वो अब दुनिया से डरा है। हिम्मत में क्यों आरो मैया, हिम्मत में क्यों आरो मैया, सर पे हाथ तेरा है, तेरी लगन है मग महना चुकाओ तेरा जगराता, मैं बालक तू माता शेरवाली है, तू दिए नाता शेरवाली हो, मैं बालक तू माता शेरवाली है, तू दिए नाता शेरवाली, शेरवाली माँ पहरावाली माँ जोतावाली माँ मेहरवाली माँ, मैं बालक माता शेरवाली है, तू ही नाता बिन बाती तू दिया तू कैसे काटे घोर अंधेरा, बिन सूरज तू कैसे कर ले अंतर मन में सवेरा, बिन धागों के कैसे झुरा है, बिन धागों के कैसे झुरा है बंधन तेरा मेरा। तू समझे या मैं समझे कोई समझ नहीं पाता, मैं बालक तू माता शेरवाली, है तू दीनाता शेरवाली हो, मैं बालक तू माता शेरवाली, है तू दीनाता शेरवाली। शेरवाली माँ पहरवाली माँ जोतावाली माँ पहरवाली माँ, मैं बालक तू माता शेरवाली, है तू दीनाता शेरवाली, मैं बालक तू माता शेरवाली, है तू दीनाता शेरवाली, है तू दीनाता शेरवाली, है तू दीनाता शेरवाली हो चल कांवरिया शिव के धाम, शिव शंकर का लेके नाम, चल कांवरिया शिव के धाम, शिव शंकर का लेके नाम। सांब सदा शिव जप ले रे तेरी सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए। सांब सदा शिव जप ले रे तेरी सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए। चल कांवरिया शिव के धाम, शिव शंकर का लेके नाम, चल कांवरिया शिव के धाम, शिव शंकर का लेके नाम, चल कांवरिया शिव के धाम, शिव शंकर का लेके नाम। सांब सदा शिव जप ले रे तेरी सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए। आदिदेव है महाशिव जी बोले शिव ही दीपक शिव ही बाती शिव जी है उजियारा, नहीं की ज्योति शिव है मेरे हर दिन के अंधियारा हो। शिव ही दीपक शिव ही बाती शिव जी है उजियारा, नहीं की ज्योति शिव है मेरे हर दिन के अंधियारा। ज्योतिर्मय सदा शिव जप ले रे तेरी सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए। कांवल के कल श्री में अपने श्रद्धा को जल तू भर ले, बैद्यनाथ की ज्योतिर्लिंग में उस समर्पित कर ले हो। कांवल के कल श्री में अपने श्रद्धा को जल तू भर ले, बैद्यनाथ की ज्योतिर्लिंग में उस समर्पित कर ले। चरणों में सदा शिव जप ले रे तेरी सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए। चल कांवरिया शिव के नाम, शिव शंकर काले के नाम। चल कांवरिया शिव के नाम, शिव शंकर काले के नाम। सांब सदा शिव जप ले सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए, सब बिगड़ी बन जाए। अम्बा भवानी माँ, अम्बा भवानी माँ। जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बा भवानी माँ, अम्बा भवानी माँ। जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माँ, जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माँ। हाथ जोड़ कर तेरे चरणों में ले लो मेरा सलाम। हाथ जोड़ कर तेरे चरणों में ले लो मेरा सलाम, ले लो मेरा सलाम। जय जगदीश्वरी त्रिशूलधारिणी मां, जय जगदीश्वरी त्रिशूलधारिणी मां, त्रिशूलधारिणी मां, त्रिशूलधारिणी मां। जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी मां, जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी मां। करुणा सागर सुनो मेरी पूजा, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम। करुणा सागर सुनो मेरी पूजा, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम। जग दुख हारिणी जय जग दुख हारिणी जय जय जग जननी मां, जय जग जननी मां। जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी मां, जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी मां, अम्बा भवानी मां, अम्बा भवानी मां।
My dear devotees, once again it's my distinct pleasure to extend to you a very cordial welcome to this second night Devi Satsangh on behalf of Shri Satyanan Gosein Ji, family members and members of Swasti Vaachanam. As we indicated to you, the ambience has been set for you to come and pay your divine worship to the Divine Mother, Shri Durga Mata, Lakshmi Mata, Saraswati Mata in this auspicious period of the Navraatri. The verse for this evening is none other than Sri Satyanan Gosein Ji. Needs really no introduction. He has been with us for more than 20 years, so we're very happy to have him here, delivering from the Devi Bhagavad. So we ask you now to stand as we perform first Arati.
हरि ओम हरि ओम ऐं ऐं सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः। दुर्गायेभ्यो नमो नमः। अज सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वत भासनी, तेरा पालन पाया, तेरा पालन पार। मैया सुनो मेरे देवी
सुनो मेरे देवी, सुनो मेरे देवी, पर्वत वासु तेरा पालन पाया, तेरा पालन पाया। पास पारी ध्वजा नारियल, पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल, ले तेरे भीत चराया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, सुवाचोल तेरे अंग विराजे, सुवाचोल तेरे अंग विराजे, केशर तिलक, केशर तिलक लगाया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे, ब्रह्मा 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 वेद परे तेरे द्वारे, शंकर ध्यान लगाया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया, नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया, अरे सोन का छत्र चराया। माँ सुनो, सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, ऊंची ऊंची पर्वत बनय शिवाला, ऊंची ऊंची पर्वत बनय शिवाला, नीचे शहर बसाया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, कलयुग द्वापर त्रेता मध्य, कलयुग द्वापर त्रेता मध्य, कलयुग राजसभाया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, रे मोहन भोग लगाया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, धानु भगत मैया तेरे गुण गावे, धानु भगत मैया तेरे गुण गावे, मनवांछित फल पाया। सुनो माँ सुनो, सुनो मेरे देवी, तेरा पालन पाया। अरे बम बम बोले, बम बम बोले, बम बम बोले, बम बम बोले, बम बम नाच नट राजा। ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः उमापति महादेव की, आज शक्ति दुर्गा देवी माता की, प्रेम से बोलो श्री पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, प्रेम से बोलो श्री सरस्वती देवी माता की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की। आसन लीजिए, टेक योर सीट। प्रेम से बोलो श्री दुर्गा देवी माता की जय। My dear friend, let us all sit upright. Put our hands together, close eyes and bow heads. As you begin with invocation, mantras, we salute the divine in this most auspicious time of Navraatri. Om Hari Om Hari Hari Om Hari Om lam 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 durgaye namo namah. Om ain ain saraswatye namo namah. Jayatvam devi chamund jay bhutar hadni जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमस्तुते। ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते। ध्यान मूलम गुरुमूर्ति पूजा मूलम गुरुपदम मंत्र मूलम गुरुर्वाक्यम मोक्ष मूलम गुरुर्कृपा। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहि सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकं इव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्ष्यमामृतात्। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी नंदन परमानंदं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतामरिष्टम् वातात्मजं वानरयूतमूकं श्रीराम 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 दूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये शरणं प्रपद्ये। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गम मृत्युरमा अमृतम गमये हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि प्रेम से बोलो श्री दुर्गा देवी माता की. My dear friends, a most cordial welcome to this being the second night of our 3 nights of Devi Bhagwat. I must say special welcome to Pandit Anil Maharaj. Swagatam, welcome. It's the first time you are performing devotion at our residence, and we thank you for being here. And your accompaniment, the name I don't know. Huh? Christopher. Keep up the good work. The members of the group, Pandit Gyan has performed pujan. Srotas have performed all the offerings to the different divine embodiments. And after invocation, mantras, we are joining throughout the world. However you may be, may the blessings of the divine be showered upon each and every one of you. My dear friends, Devi Bhagwat is the episode of Shakti, Ma Durga. And in so doing, my dear friends, we begin tonight after invocation mantras with what we call Bhagwat Sumiran. So put your hands together as we try to win the grace of the Supreme Mother. Gauri Shambhu Giraya Guru Govinda Ganapati Sumari Vyas Bhasha Bharat Devi Katha Parasam Jasudeha Matiya Vishay Vidha Jo Jagat Mati Prerana Sudhatam Sakala Nigama Uttamaya Samani Vileke Jagatavan Matu Bhavani Ke Charanami Taruna Chandra Dayamaya Kara Annakusha Rupasha Mandahasya Yudha Bhagati Dahatata Sabadukha Prasa Shri Shankar Achara Jaya Devi Bhagwat Grantha Ki Bhasha Likhtanai Sumiri Vyasa Bhasha Karat Devi Katha Parasang Devi Katha Parasang Devi Katha Parasang. Bolo Shri Durga Devi Mata ki. My dear friends, we glorify the Divine Mother with a very beautiful bhajan. Put your hands together. It's a time to pray. It's a time to reach out to that divine. It's a time to reach out to that Divine Mother, Ma. Last night I mentioned to those who were here that many are the words and syllables that preaches of God. And I said Shakti is a Sanskrit word, and it tells us of Ma. It's a Hindu word. But my dear friends, the word Ma does not only belong to the Hindu world. It belongs to the entire universe. For every child, no matter what creed or race that may belong to, that utterance of Ma is forever there. It means compassion. It means love. It means affection. It means forgiveness. Whatever term you want to term it, Ma means the mother of the universe. So tonight, we glorify Jagadambika Devi Ma. A beautiful bhajan. Achal Bharadani, Achal Bharadani, Achal Bharadani Rama, Achal Bharadani, Achal Bharadani, Dhana Jhag Janani Bhavani ho Rama, Aj Bhavani ho Rama, Achal Bharadani, Dhana Jag Janani ho Rama, Dhana Jag, Dhana Jag Janani Bhavani ho Rama, Bhavani ho Rama, Achal Bharadani, Dhana Jag Janani ho Rama. जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे, हर ज्योति विराजे, सैया ज्योति विराजे। जगमग जगमग जग 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 जग, जग जगमग जगमग ज्योति सकल कल्याणी हो अचल वरदानी अचल वरदानी जन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा अचल वरदानी जन जग जननी हो रामा जन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा अचल वरदानी जन जग जननी हो रामा। प्रेम से बोला शक्ति दुर्गा देवी माता की। My dear friends, beautiful simple kirtan. All of you can join with me as we glorify the Supreme Father of the world. Panchakshar mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Namo Mahadeva Shambhu Namo Sadashiva जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभु नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर जय प्रलयंकर जय पीतांबर जय शिव ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः everybody ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर हर शिव शंकर दुख हर लेकर नवर लेकर जय शिव शंकर ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर सदाशिवौ जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर उमापति महादेव की प्रेम से बोलो श्री दुर्गा देवी माता की. Once more, my dear friends, a most cordial welcome to all of you. And this is the second night of devotion, once more at our residence. To all those of you who are joining us, we thank you for being here with us. Last night we brought the katha of Haygriv, where Bhagwan Vishnu, where his head was severed and the head of a horse was placed onto him to defeat the very powerful demon by also the name of Haygriv. And we saw in last night's katha that we cannot really fool God. And all throughout our scriptures, we are seeing that individuals trying to win the grace of this Lord, this Shakti, this energy, in whichever form of divinity that appeals to us, for the sole purpose of trying to live forever. And I keep saying, my dear friends, that nobody lives forever. One day we all must leave this world. Therefore, the time spent on the face of this earth, we must try to do all the good things. Say all the best things in the world. Try to be the best you can be. Because, my dear friends, when we're no longer here, we must ask ourselves, what is the legacy I'm going to be left behind? And if you are sleeping tonight and you don't like what you are going to leave behind, then we have to start correcting our ways. For you see, when we are no longer here, is then people start to talk about you. When you're in front of your face, my dear friends, they talk to you nice. From the time you turn your back, it's a different katha. These are the ways of the world. I'm saying this tonight, my dear friends, because we are going to go into a different katha from Devi Bhagavad. Remember Janmejay, the son of Maharaj Parikshit, who wanted to kill all the snakes in the world because once, or so he thought, that one snake killed his father. He's not dwelling on the bad things that his father did, but all he's seen at this time is that a serpent bit his father and he died. And he wanted to avenge his father's death. And then the question was posed to him, if you kill all the snakes in the world, do you think that is going to bring back your father alive? Huh? And then it dawned upon him, and he was told to listen to Devi Bhagavad. For in listening to this charitra, the episode of this great Devi, the Mother Supreme of the world, the mother has a compassionate heart. The mother has a forgiving heart. Even though, my dear friends, I hear some mothers say, you see that son of mine? He's no longer my son. And why you think a mother will make that statement? Huh? Because of the attitude and the behavior of that son or child towards the mother. And because of the earthly feelings of hurt and pain, the mother makes those statements. I once said to a mother, how could you be so harsh in saying to people that your son is dead and he's alive? How could you be so harsh? Then that mother went on to tell me all that her son had done to her. And I said to that mother, Ma, if you, as his mother, if you don't cajole him, if you don't hug him, and if you don't tell him, Beta, I forgive you, who else in the world will? And that mother, old as she was, she grabbed hold of her son and she started to cry. I want to say to you, my dear friends, don't wait until it is too. We are all children of God. We all have our parents, we all have our mothers, we all have our fathers. We all have our siblings, our relationships in the world. If by chance, my dear friends, something went wrong, life is not a bed of roses. Things are going to go wrong sometimes. But you must never too big to say, Ma, mujhe maaf kijiye. Mother, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Think that is too big? If a brother and brother is not speaking tonight, why don't you go to that brother and say, brother, I love you. Let us try to make up our differences. If there's any sisters out there who don't speak to their sisters, make a difference. Where does the difference start? It starts with the Y-O-U. It starts with me. And if you can start it, my dear friends, then that's a good start. I'm saying this to you, my dear friends. Life is too short in this world. None of us know for sure that what will happen to us tomorrow. Therefore, live today, live now, as if it's the last you'll ever live again. So at the end of our satsang, every night we try to tell people, put their hands together and turn to the person next to them. I really don't say hug up people and things. I just say turn to the person next to them and say Sitaram. People have taken it a little bit too far. I see people hugging up big girls and things next to them. Next thing, big fight break out. Huh? I never say hug up nobody. I say just put your hands together and say Sitaram. Think that is hard to do? Huh? Before I ask you to put your hands so I can read some Hindi for you tonight. You know, once I was performing Satsangh, and we are teaching that devotees, you must put your hands together and turn to the person and say Sitaram. And devotees, could you imagine, in front of me, there were two pundits, senior pundits. And you know, those two pundits never look at each other and say Sitaram. So I eating up on the Singasana. What happened? What's going on here? Not knowing that those two pundits don't speak to each other. But unfortunately, they sat down together in the yag. I thought the yag would change them. My dear friends, yagya, satsang, supposed to change us for the better, not for the worst. This is why we come to satsang. Because the things that you hear here in this yagya, through the airwaves, the wise thinking person will put it into practice to win the grace and become a better person in the world. So my dear friends, having said all of this to you, I want you to sit upright and put your hands together. Om Aim Chamundai Vichye. Om Chamundai Vichye. Om Chamundai Vichye. Hari Om Aim Chamundai Vichye. Om Aim Chamundai Vichye. प्राचीन समय की बात है, चरणों और जल में ही जन्म मुक्तता। केवल भगवान विष्णु श्री नारायण की स्थापर सो में हुए ता। ओम ऐं चंडिकायै विच्छये। उनके कान से मधु और कैतब नामक दैत्य महापुरी क्रमी दानव उत्पन्न हुआ। वे सोचंतगे कि हमारी उत्पन्न का कारण क्या है। कैतब ने कहा, हे भैया मधु, इस जल में हमारी संता को काम्यम काने बता ली है। भगवान महाशक्ति 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 है। उनमें उपारवस्त है, उन्हें ने ही हम जलवत्त की रचना की है। ओम ऐं चामुंडाय विच्छये। ओम चामुंडाय विच्छये। प्रेम से बोलो श्री दुर्गा देवी माता की जय। So my dear friends, Janmejay, he is listening to this katha from Vidyas. And he says to Janmejay, man lagakar suno. Listen with your mind attached. Listen with your mind fixed on what is being said. And so too I'm saying to you, listen to this charitra very attentively. You know, many people, my dear friends, they listen, but they don't hear. Many of us. And then they say, Baba dies by God give us 2 heirs. Well, my dear friends, God gave us 2 heirs to remove the bad things, to leave the bad things behind, not the good things. And I promise you, God is my witness. You won't hear too much of bad things tonight. For there is not all good in the world. You must hear a little bad. Then we leave the bad out. Janmejay is listening. Mind you, his mind is corrupted. He is angry. Even though he is listening to Devi Bhagwat, he still wants to avenge his father's death. But only when the mind is relieved of all its negativities, is only then the mind becomes settled. The human mind is controlled by one individual. You all know who that individual is? Huh? The human mind is controlled by one individual. He is called Mahavir Swami. He is called Gosein, control of the senses. He is depicted as a kapi, a banar, a monkey. The nature of a monkey is to jump and scratch and touch and move. But this kapi, this Hanuman, he is always shantuga, peaceful. So the quest of all of us in life is to bring this mind under control. If you can do that, my dear friends, you will see a great difference in your life. As I said last night, not everything the mouth wants to say, you must allow it to say it. There must be some sort of control. Not every time the hand twitches, you must allow it to move. We must hold it back. Not everywhere the feet wants to take you is good for you to go. And all this philosophy that you know, these philosophies are not my philosophy. These philosophies we hear from the beginning of time. The philosophy has not changed. Last night I spoke about leaders in the world. And we were speaking in that katha how people behaved. And I cross-reference in the Ramayana. Japa joga biraga taptamaka bhaga. Same thing in the time of Ravan. When negative governance, when negative rule My dear friends, there must be chaos in society. And before I start to explain this katha, we are seeing chaos right here in Trinidad. People are marching. People are saying things. You know what is so strange, my dear friends? If there is a difficulty in a family's home, you can't find a police car to come. Can't. They always have an excuse. Right here, when I was held up and we called the police, they don't have a car. The car went out. All sorts of excuses. And when you go in the station to make a report, my dear friends, they treat you as the criminal. That is law enforcement fear. But if somebody protests because something is wrong, if you see how much police come all over the internet. My dear friends, time, place, and circumstances, we must know how to behave. Do not, my dear friends, challenge the authorities of the day. You will find yourself in problems. And on the first night, I said that people are asking me to comment on the budget. And say, where you want me to comment on the budget? The budget is the budget. In a few weeks from now, the budget will be passed. The budget will be passed, whether you like it or I don't like it. It's going to pass. So we have to continue to live. But when there's negative governance, when there's negative rule in society, my dear friends, this is what happened to people in the world. Last night, very sadly, one of our prominent devotees, a businessman, he is closing shop and he is heading out of this country. Very prominent individual. Very sad indeed it is. And he's also saying he know all over the world has problem, but he taking a chance. Many individual is in the same crisis note. So my dear friends, having said all that, एक समय, a long time ago, Bhagwan Vishnu was in Dhyan meditation. Bhagwan Vishnu, he sits, he lies on the Sheshnag, that serpent, and the causal waters permeated the atmosphere. Sankha Chakra Gara Padma, Bhagwan Vishnu, he's lost in sleep. And being lost in sleep in this manner, there's a term for that state. Last night we heard it. It is called Yog Nidra. Yog Nidra is when the body is unaware of its surroundings. Yog Nidra is when the Atma, the mind, and everything is absorbed in divinity. It is totally lost, unaware of its surroundings. My dear friends, have you ever observed? Have you ever experienced this state that I'm talking about? Many years ago, I took 1 minute during a Ganesh Utsav to explain to people how to experience that Yog Nidra. My dear friends, I'll take 1 minute again for this Durga Ashtami. I want you all to sit upright. Everybody. And I want you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to inhale very deeply. Go on. Inhale. Deep as you can. Deep as you can. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. Now slowly exhale. Slowly exhale. Deep in. Breathe in. Deep as you can. Hold the breath. Now slowly exhale. Breathing deep as you can. You're not going to die. Deep. Breathe. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. Now slowly exhale. Now open your eyes. Now, this is the homework for today. Ask yourself, how did you feel? You see, science will tell you that when you're breathing deep like that, something happens. You know what happens? So if you didn't experience this, try it again. When you breathe in like this so deep and you keep the breath, the blood from your veins rushes to your head. That's the science. And when you breathe like this over and over, the blood rushes to that brain in such a way that you feel that you are floating. So that is the exercise. Until you reach that floating state, is then you start saying your mantra. Friend, if you don't reach that floating state, it's physics, it's science. And you see that will not give you maximum merits. So Bhagwan Vishnu engaged himself in this type of breathing exercise. With mystifying formulas, he fell asleep. Many people are saying that they can't sleep at night. All sorts of tablets and so forth. And still they can't sleep. Well, try the thing now. Try it. It works. Saints and sages have tried this. And it works. So Bhagwan Vishnu was in this Yog Nidra. That Yog Nidra, that state within us is Shakti, is Mahamaya, is that energy personified within us. So my dear friends, God is not external. God is what? God is internal. I'm taking the time to explain this to you, my dear friends. Plenty of people say, but I don't know that. People in the world want to look for God all on the outside. Where to feel the presence of that God, they're not looking. So Bhagwan Vishnu is in this divine state of Yog Nidra, and my dear friends, he fell asleep. And fallen asleep like this, my dear friends, thousands of years. And according to Bhagavad Mahapuran, from his nabi, from his navel, sprouted a lotus flower. And on top of that lotus flower was Brahma Pitamaha. That is creation. But for the point of this katha, Bhagwan Vishnu is in a trance. He's asleep, unaware of the causal waters, unaware of this nag, the serpent that he lays on, unaware, totally engrossed. Out from his ears, both ears, two individuals flew out. Well, here in the Katha, it says it wasn't two individuals flew out of his ears. Two pieces of wax. You know what wax is? Huh? Don't tell me you know what wax is. Not what they've put in the ears. Huh? If you don't clean your ears too often, it have build up in there. Bhagwan Vishnu, he is in sleep for thousands of years. Huh? So there is build up in his ear, and for the purpose of the katha is saying the wax that projected from his ear, it was all through the will of the Lord. two individuals spouted. Powerful beings. One name was Madhu. You know what Madhu means? Don't tell me I know that. Madhu means sweet. Madhu means honey. Sometimes the husband will say, "Oh Madhu." He ain't asking for honey, he calling it Dulahin honey. Nothing is wrong with that. So Madhu was one of the personality that came out of the air of Bhagwan Vishnu. And on the next air, Kaitaba. Very powerful individual. Powerful beings. Fully formed, grown individuals. And my dear friends, when they flew out of the air of Bhagwan Vishnu, they fell into the causal waters. And in that causal waters, they remained there. And they're looking at each other. And they recognize only two personality around. They're not even seeing Bhagwan Vishnu. After Mahapralay, when there was total dissolution, God willed himself into a form. And these are the creation. So Madhu and Kaitava, they're swimming in that water. And swimming for years and years and years in that water, they thought to themselves that they were the only two individuals around. And pride, ego, started to build in them. That we control the universe. And then Madhu is saying to Kaitava, there must be some special force that govern all of this. This just can't happen like that. Wonder what is the cause for all of this. And my dear friends, while they were speaking like this, lightning struck. And when this lightning struck, the lightning made a song. And when that lightning made that song, my dear friends, it made a song of a symbol. And that symbol, my dear friend, Aing. Aing. My dear friend, what mantra is that? You all know that, now we're all Hindus, huh? That is the mantra of Ma Vetavani. Who is Vetavani? Ma Saraswati. And they themselves, having the knowledge coming from God, they're supposed to be divine. Well, this is a mystifying formula. And when that lightning flashed like that, my dear friends, the lightning disappeared. And they saw that mantra. Aing. Aing. And having that mantra, that, my dear friends, they decided to repeat that mantra. Not knowing what it was. Not knowing the power and the Shakti of that mantra. My dear friends, in the Ramayana we are told that Valmiki ji, he lived a life of a notorious one. Doing all sorts of stealing and so forth. And then, my dear friends, he was given a mantra by the Saptarishis, the 7 great sages. And the mantra he was given, Ram. And they say, "Oh Valmiki, you jape this mantra and you will be transformed." But Valmiki was so crooked in his ways, in his dealings. Even the word Ram, he could not get it right. So the opposite of Ram is Mara. Mara, you know what Mara means? Mara means to kill. So he started Mara, Mara, Mara. And if you keep saying that over and over, you know what you get? Try it when you go home. Eh? Maram, Maram. It turns into Ram. So sometimes, my dear friend, the Pandit give you the mantra and you don't know the real benefit of it. But if you say it, my dear friends, with intensity, my dear friends, not even knowing the meaning, it manifests for you. But you must have the faith, the shraddha, and the belief. So these two individuals, they taught it best, that they will win the grid, not knowing who they were praying to, not knowing who this mantra, what it means. Don't we know what this mantra is? This mantra is the Bij mantra, the seed mantra, the root mantra of Ma Saraswati. So I want you to say that mantra. Now is the time to pray. So sit up and put your hand together. Aim, aim, aim. Beautiful bhajan to Ma Saraswati. Jai Jagadishwari Matu Saraswati Sharanagat Pratipalanhari Jai Jagadishwari Matu Saraswati Sharanagat Pratipalanhari Chandra Vibhishan Padana Virage Chandra Vibhishan Padana Virage Shisha Mukutama Lagaladari Jai Jagadishwar Matu Saraswati Sharanagata Dina banga me anga me soge Dina banga anga me soge Shami Geeta Dhwan Madhura Piyare Jai Jagadishwar Matu Saraswati Shri Shabasana Kamala Sana Sundar Shri Shabasana Kamala Sana Sundar Sangha Shakti Shubha Sarivari Jai Jagadishwar Matu Saraswati ब्रह्मनाद में दास तुम्हारा ब्रह्मनाद में ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मनाद में दास तुम्हारे दर्शन पर ब्रह्म दुलारी जय जगदीश्वर मातु सरस्वती शरणागत पालनहारी. A mystifying formula. Aing, aing. Now, my dear friends, last night I started by saying that these mantras, in last night katha, we saw a one-syllable mantra. And I mentioned last night that that is the Bij mantra of the divine. Every one of these Devis and Devatas, there is the Bij mantra, the seed mantra, the root mantra. When we recite this mantra, like Lam, Ain, there is no need to say Om. Listen to me carefully. We are told that Om should be recited after each mantra. If you are saying Siddhi Buddhi, then you say Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi. Then Om gives the mantra direction. But there is no need for these Bij mantra to recite Om. Because it is the root. It is the seed. And while I was skimming through this katha, years ago, I saw something on TV. And I want to share it with you. I saw on television one night, years ago, after coming from Satsangh, can't sleep, so put on the TV. And there was something called the spelling bee. You know what it is, spelling bee? Not a bee, you know. Huh? It's a competition. World Spelling Bee. And children from all parts of the world will enter into this competition, and great professional doctors and philosophers will present to them vocabulary words. And whoever is victorious in spelling these words, they'll be crowned champion of the world. And I'm speaking about root word. Do you all ever watch that spelling bee? What does the child ask when the question is asked? Could I have a definition? That's it. Could I have the root of that word? Could you use it in a sentence? But yeah. And then the child now, who have studied all these language and words and how to spell all these different Latin words and this word and that word, then they will formulate in their mind. If they have not seen that word before, if it's a Latin word, they know how Latin is spelled, how Latin words are spelled. If it's a Greek word, they know how it is spelled. You must watch those little children sometimes. But this show that I was watching, there was a 9-year-old boy from India. And my dear friends, one of the words that was given to him, I want to take my time and pronounce it. And I want you to try to spell it. You all want that? Listen? Listen to the word. I will ask you to spell it. Huh? Kulavak Dharma Prakashani. Kulavak Dharma Prakashani. And when that little boy heard that word which he had known before, my dear friend, this is why I have my iPad and I just store all them things inside here. When that little boy, when he heard that word, he smiled. And he walked up to the microphone. And the first thing he did was he stepped out of his shoes. And when I saw that boy stepped out of his shoes, I didn't really pay attention to the word, you know. Because now I know what the word is. At the time, at that night I was watching, I was so tired, I didn't pay attention of that word at the time I heard the word. But it's only when this little boy started to ask question. I say, Hare Bap Re Bap. And you know what it was? He asked, he stepped out of his shoes. This little child, he knew that word. And he walked up to the podium and he stepped out of his shoes. And when he asked the question, could you tell me the definition of the word? And I'll tell you, the moderator of the program, before he asked the word, right? He paused and he took his time and he pronounced the word. Kulavaktrama Prakashani. Are you trying to spell it? Little boy stepped out of his shoes in the Western world. He recognized that word. And he looked at his mother in the audience. And I could see tears coming from his mother's eyes. And mind you, the question that was asked was only for 5 points. 5 points. Because it was not his question. It was a question that was posed to other students who failed and they had to walk out of the stage. Mind you, Mind you, before it came to him to answer this question, his turn, 12 students has failed and walk out of the stage. 12. You want to hear this boy answer? Huh? He says, he's out of his shoes. Could I have a definition of this word? And while the moderator is saying the definition of the word, this little boy put his hands together. And then it dawned upon me on that night, this is a divine word. Not knowing what that word was, the moderator is saying, she who eliminates the whole world family. The moderator is saying that the meaning of that word is she who eliminates the whole world, the whole parivar, the whole world family. And that boy has a smile on his face with his hands just like this. Little boy from India. My dear friends, he asked, what is the origin of that word? And the moderator says, Sanskrit. Sanskrit. And that little boy smiled. He bowed his head and he starts to speak. He said, this word, it's a Sanskrit word. Not only is it a Sanskrit word, it is the 12th name of Mahakali. 12th name. Is it coincident that 12 children left the stage who could not answer? 12 children. And my dear friend, he started to spell that word. K-U-L-A-V-A-T-M-A-P-R-A-K-A-S-I-N-I. Kula Vaktrama Prakashani. Hema Salutation. And the whole crowd started to clap. And that was only for 5 points. 5 points. It had 2 more students on that stage beside him, and he went on to win that competition that year. My dear friends, beach mantra, seed mantras, the root mantras are the basis of all mantras. I share that thought with you for that little boy. Last night I mentioned of Lam and Dung and Dam. These mantras are mystifying. Sometimes when devotees ask for mantras to use, if you don't get them a long mantra, put dehi, kuhu, kuhu, they're not satisfied. If you give them a simple mantra, they're not satisfied. They want long mantras. My dear friends, the beach mantra, aim, these 2 individuals. And my dear friend, do you know how you spell aim? Eh? The letter A and a dot on top. But when you write it, A-I-M, aim. But when you write it in Sanskrit, it is a with a dot on top. The Hindi language, those who know it a little bit, is a fascinating language. E, U, Ri, A, O, Ang, Aha. When you go to the alphabet, my dear friends, not only Ka, Ki, Ku, Kri. My dear friend, the Hindi alphabet is unlimited. If you could only understand it. I'm trying to impress you, my dear friend, with the Bij mantra. Children who are going to school, all you need to say is Aim. But believe in Saraswati Ma. One's intellect becomes sharpened. And so it is, my dear friend, these 2 individuals, Madhu and Kaitav, they started to pray. And while they was praying, they heard a voice, Varmango. Last night we heard about that voice. It does not mean if you want a mango. It means ask a boon. What do you desire? And then, my dear friends, these 2 individuals, Madhu and Kaitav, they asked that we must only die when we decide. It's different from last night Katha. Last night Katha, if I go to ask you what was the name of the devotee, will anybody remember? But in tonight's Katha, he asking different. I want, if you are pleased with my devotion, when I want to die, I must die on my own will. Therefore, I will live forever because I don't want to die. I want to live forever. And that voice says, Tatastu, so shall it be, if this is what you want. And that was the voice of Yogmaya, Shakti, the energy personified. Devi, Saraswati mantra, and Yogmaya, Durga Devi, is given blessings. What is the difference? Huh? Last night I mentioned, years ago I used to tell people 3 nights for Durga, 3 nights for Lakshmi, 3 nights for Saraswati. Some people said I was a madman. Huh? Understand the philosophy behind these statements. If you understand that, my dear friends, we'll be on good terms. And so it is, Devi Ma, with the voice, they didn't see any form. God is in a form, and God is also without a form. We know God in a form. The energy, Shakti, she disappeared. And then they were left alone. Tatastu, so shall it be. And when they heard those words, so shall it be, they thought they were invincible. They thought that they cannot die in the world. And therefore, my dear friend, they started to swim in the causal waters. And swimming in the causal waters in that Samudra where Bhagwan Vishnu resides and the lotus flower with Brahma, my dear friends, they started to destroy all the aquatic creatures. It had no human beings. Destroying all the animals, the creatures in the ocean. They started to destroy them one by one. And traversing the entire universe like this, they came upon Brahma Pitamaha. Last night we heard about Brahma. Brahma is very handsome indeed. You have 3 heads. Clear in complexion. And Brahma sits on this lotus flower. And for the first time, Madhu and Kaitab, they are seeing this lotus flower. A beautiful, radiant, something they have never seen before. And then they see Brahma. And they say, oh Brahma, you look so frail and old. Fight with me. Fight with us. We will destroy you and we will take away that precious petal that you have. Now Brahma looked at them. And when Brahma looked at them, my dear friends, he started to think to himself, how could I fight these 2 powerful individuals? I am done old. I am frail. How could I do battle with these 2 individuals? They look so powerful, but Brahma is teaching us something of a vidwan. Brahma is also saying that if a person wants to negotiate a situation, any kind of situation, there is 4 things that you really test yourself with. First of all, if I want something from you, well, I want nothing right now, but it's a reference I'm drawing. If a person wants something from a person, they speak nicely. Human behavior, nah? They speak politely, nice words. The son wants something from the mother. Ma, you look so nice today. Huh? If that doesn't work, then they go to a different level, right? Different kind of statement is made. And if a second level does not work, my dear friends, we go to a different level. 4 levels they are saying. Well, when I cross-checked the Ramayana, remember last night I cross-checked the Ramayana with a Chand. Tonight, Ravi, I want to cross-check it with a Chaupai. And these were the words of Ravan. He has it really nice for us. Brahma is thinking, what polite words I can use here? What could I give them? They're so powerful. What could I give them? What flattery words could I say? Could I give them any money? Would that help them? Those things can't work. Ravan tried the same thing, you know what, in Sundarkan? Beautiful Chaupai. Sam, Dam, Bhaibhit Dikaya. It is in the Ramayana. Ravan tried the same thing. When Ravan, my dear friends, abducted Shri Sita and placed her in a Shuk Vatika, you know what Ravan went to Sita one day and said? Huh? He used beautiful words. He said, "O Samukhi, oh beautiful face one. You are so fair. You are so Ati Sundar. So beautiful." He used flattery words, loving words, kind words, polite words. And what he's asking, all I want from you is to look at me just once. And when I read the Ramayana, Anjan, and I read this part, I laugh sometimes, you know. Huh? But Ravana asking for nothing bad. Huh? All he wants Sita is to look at him. That's all he wanted. Just look at me once. How could he be a bad man? I don't think that's a hard thing. See, Ravan thought. Is his thought behind it? Ravan thought he was the most handsome person. And if Sita only look at him once, hi. Huh? And when that did not work, she did not look at him. Shri Ram or Sita is looking at her toenails. And as she listened to Ravana and she looked at her toenails, tears are falling from her eyes and falling on her toes. And every time the tear falls, she sees Shri Ram. So beautiful she was. When Ravan saw that she was not paying attention, Ravan started to say other things. If you only look at me once, then I'll give you something. I'll take Mandodari. Who is Mandodari? She is the queen of Ravan. I'll take Mandodari, my wife, and I'll make you your das, your servant. All these things in the Ramayana. That's why he's a demon. Sita still looking at she toes. Right? All the time, Ravan using nice words. Ravan want to offer her something. So what do you think he happening in the meantime? He getting M-A-D. He getting A-N-G-R-Y. He getting angry. Huh? When that did not work, my dear friends, he started threatening. If you don't look at me, I will take off your neck. Huh? And the Brahma is thinking about, oh, what could I do? How could I confront this situation? How could I? And I want to tell you, my dear friends, tonight, I'm saying these things for a reason, you know. Huh? In relationship, when there's argument, you know what we tell people? If there's an argument home, you know what you should do? Go downstairs and make a cup of coffee. You all understand that? When argument starts to get heated, just like Ravana. Gar kant. Words, difficult words, wrong words comes out of the mouth. And then we end up in doing wrong things. But I don't want to go into the wrong things. So Brahma is thinking about all these things. You see, our scriptures, my dear friends, is not just a storybook. When we read katha like these, it is important to bring it and relate it into today's world. If for all of us are living in this world for peace and happiness, that is the quest of all of us. And if we cannot live like that, my dear friend, then what is the use of even living? So Brahma is saying, how could I confront these two individuals? And Brahma decided it is no use to contest these two Mahapapi. So Brahma decided to reach out to someone. Who do you think he's reaching out to? Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Paravanaham Suresham Vishwadaram गगन सदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भावभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथनम् ॐ विष्णवे नमः ॐ विष्णवे नमः. Brahma recognized his source and his energy. And what is the source of Brahma's energy? Where is he coming from? Huh? From the Nabi, from the navel of Bhagwan Vishnu. My dear friends, you know where is our breath line? Human navel is very important to us, you know. Very, very important. And I'm going to say something tonight I am making no apology for. When I see young children, and even old one, going by them people to pierce the navel and put ring and thing in the navel. I'm asking, why are people doing all these things? The navel must not be terrorized. That is part of the human physique, my dear friends, is not to be pierced. In time, difficulties will come to you health-wise. That is not a piercing spot in the human body. So let me ask you, since we're talking about piercing, Baba, me are talking about hearing on the ears, eh? That is a kind of tukna people as do. Hindu philosophy say male people should bow their ears. Me a boy none. When I got Janev, many, many years ago, they wanted to bow my ears. I said, let's take the needle and touch it. I am bowing my ears. 50-something years, I still am bowing now. But it look nice, the glitter and thing look nice. Huh? We are talking about piercing. You see, my dear friend, these things are very important to note, you know. Some children want to put 5 and 6 earrings all on the lobe, at the ears. A certain place in the ear should be bowed. Not all up here. I saw people bowing their nose. Bowing in the nose is part of our tradition. There's parts of the body I cannot agree with. But I can understand in my life how people go pierce their tongue and put a big ring inside there. Huh? My dear friends, young children are asking, could I pierce my tongue? Huh? Well, better I cut it out. Families are faced with these kind of predicaments. Pundits are afraid to talk about this. Huh? But my dear friends, certain parts of the body should not be tampered with. Simple matter. Simple maths. And my dear friends, we are going on, bringing our katha to an end. Vishnu Bhagwan listened to the prayer, and Brahma says to him, these 2 demons that you created, they want to kill me. They want my asan, but thou help me. And Bhagwan Vishnu says, O Brahma, fear not. I will do battle with them, and I will destroy them. And so it is, my dear friend. Bhagwan Vishnu started to do battle with 2 of his creation, Madhu and Kaitab. But my dear friend, thousands of years passed. And he was not able to even quick them. He could not destroy, even Bhagwan Vishnu could not destroy them. And my dear friends, not being able to destroy them, Vishnu Bhagwan said to these 2, Madhu and Kaitab, listen, in all battle, there must be some sort of ethics. We have been battling for such a long time. Now the time has come for us to take a rest. In everything there is code of ethics. In the war between Shri Ram and Ravan, there was a code of conduct. that's supposed to be carried out. And between the battle of Sri Ram and Ravana, the ethics was that battle will start at sunrise and it will end at sunset. And they will regroup again for the next day. Nobody fights forever. Huh? Somebody's going to get tired. So Vishnu Bhagwan is saying, listen, the battle must stop. And we're going to regroup after a while again. And we shall continue this battle. But Bhagwan Vishnu had something in mind. He says, listen, their Shakti, their energy is being protected by something. And I cannot kill them because only when they could die, when they want to die, is only then they will die. So how could I destroy them? How could I destroy them? And therefore, Bhagwan Vishnu started to pray. And who is he praying to? So got a praying tonight. Don't waste time. Put your hands together. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Dhayarupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kanti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Ishan Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Namastasyai Namo Namah Namastasyai Namo Namah Devi Ma appeared before Shakti, Mahadurga Mai, she appeared before Bhagwan Vishnu. He said, Bhagwan, what seems to be your predicament? And then Bhagwan Vishnu says, these two demons, Madhu and Kaitab, they have given havoc to the world. I am tired doing battle with them. How could I destroy them, Ma? Bhagwan Vishnu is calling her Ma. And then Devi Ma said to Bhagwan, listen, in time they will be destroyed. I will manifest myself and I will distract them in that battle that you are going to engage in. And distracting them in such a way, I will create a situation so you can destroy them. You see, the mother will always find a way. Always find a way. Great kathas in Shri Puran where mothers always make ends to meet just to support their children. Just to support their children. To bring this katha to an end, the battle with confidence, Bhagwan Vishnu, he's going into battle again. Follow this katha. Madhu and Kaitab, they are doing battle with Bhagwan Vishnu. So Ma Durga appeared in a beautiful female form. Ati Sundar. Mesmerizing. And while they are doing battle like this, out of the corner of the eye, they saw this beautiful Shakti. They saw this beautiful personality of a woman. Devi Ma. Devi, she was so beautiful. Huh? That they lost concentration. What was their goal? Their goal and mission was to destroy Bhagwan Vishnu. What deterred them? Beauty. They call it Beauty and the Beast sometimes. Huh? When I watch King Kong. You watch King Kong? What conquered King Kong? Huh? They say beauty conquered the beast. Trying to be a little funny tonight. Huh? These are heavy kathas. Are you see the points are coming out of these charitra, these leelas of the Lord? My dear friends, Devi Ma, she injected infatuation. She injected something in their mind. And when Bhagwan Vishnu saw them taken up, engrossed in that beautiful form of personality, she's standing right there. Bhagwan Vishnu says, tell me, anything all you want. I cannot kill all you. I cannot destroy you guys. You are very powerful people. Anything you want, I will give to you. So now, Madhu and Kaitab, they wanted to show off. You know them fellas that do it for the ladies, the girls? Buying big ring and big flowers and all these things. You see, it's an embarrassment to embarrass yourself in front of the female. It is male tendency. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. So now they started to show off. Oh Vishnu, you want to give us something? We don't want nothing from you. We are not beggars, we are givers. Ostentation. They are showing off their looks. They are showing off their guys in front of this female form, not knowing that she is Mahamaya, Mahayogi, Mahashakti. Huh? So Bhagwan Vishnu says, I hope you're following the argument here. Bhagwan Vishnu is saying, well, since you don't want nothing from me and you want to give me something, you really want to give me something? They said, yes. Anything you want, we'll give to you, Vishnu. Anything you want, we'll give. They want to show off and show this female form how great they are. And you know what they said? Huh? You know, Bhagwan Vishnu said, well, if you want to give me something now, well, tell me how to kill you. Tell me how I can destroy you. And saying those words, they were destroyed. The katha is ending like this. You know why? To tell human beings, don't be distracted by the flash. Don't be distracted by the nice cars. Don't be misled by the bank account. Don't be. Don't be. Are you seeing this katha? Madhu and Kaitab, they had their mission. They had their goals. But my dear friends, it was just like Bhasmasur. Bhasmasur, he prayed to Lord Shiva. He wanted to burn Lord Shiva. That was the boon he wanted. That was the boon he got. Bhagwan Vishnu had to take a form of a lady, a beautiful lady. And when Bhasmasur saw her, he wanted to get married to her. Lord Shiva, like a woman, and Lord Shiva is telling him, well, you know what? I would love to get married to you, but I am a dancer. And the person who I had to get married to, Ravi, they must also be a dancer. Because when I dancing, going here and dancing, going there, you go stay home and eat up yourself, you go get vexed. So I want to get married to a dancer also. Huh? Dina, David is going to beach and with you in boat and thing. Huh? If this is your livelihood, this is what you like. If your better half don't like that, then what is the use? Huh? Yeah, this is what we call must compare each other. Compatibility. There must be some sort of compatibility between individuals. How could you like someone? How could you marry someone and you don't like the kind of work that they do? You think that would make sense? They go always have barakuchur, plenty fighting, plenty argument. So in the Shiv Puran, Bhagwan Vishnu, this guy said, well, I have to get married to a dancer. So Bhasmasur said, well, I am not a dancer, but you know the next step, he will do anything to learn to dance, just to get married. Eventually, you know, Indian dance. Well, Indian dance has changed now. Long time Indian dance, they have mudras, all kind of thing. Now, I don't know what did it be, token and all kind of thing. Different kind of dance. The dance, where we dance now is different. Totally different. Tomorrow night, we have what is called Garba dance. That we see who does dance and how does do that dance. It is worldwide. Even dance is important, but all that has changed. the way we dance, the way we behave when we dance. And in Indian dance, you must take your hand and put it on your. Now they put in their hand all about it, but you must put your hand on their head. And Basmasur, what a fool he was. He took his own hand and placed it on his head. So much he wanted to get married, he burnt himself. Huh? Madhu and Kaitab, they saw this female form and they get distracted. They get distracted. My dear friend, don't let anything distract you along your path. Don't let anything distract you on your path. Else you will be tossed aside. In so saying, my dear friends, Devi championed the cause of the Devatas once more. Last night Katha, we saw where Devi championed the cause of Bhagwan Vishnu and all the Devatas. Here tonight we are seeing that she put an end, came to be part and parcel of putting an end to Madhu and Kaita. My dear friends, so too, in this Katha, if you relate it to our life, and Pandit, you'll make your way to do the final Havan with the Srotas. In this Katha, we see Madhu is sweet. Madhu is honey. And Kaita is that light of lightning that takes place. It is to disparity, my dear friend, the ocean of mundane existence. We all live in this world. And living in this world, my dear friends, if we become distracted, if we become sidetracked, then we will not accomplish our mission. We will not accomplish our goal. We will not accomplish our task that we were sent here in this world for. So in these few words, my dear friends, may the blessings of this Katha be showered upon you. And while Panditji make his way for the final Havan, simple Kirtan. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. 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 Jai Jai Radha. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Pandit Gyan.
My dear devotees, let us all join together in Havan as we seek the divine grace and blessings of Durga Mata, Lakshmi Mata, Saraswati Mata. Om Agnaye Swaha, Om Somaye Swaha, Om Prajapate Swaha, Om Indraye Swaha, Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Ragni Swaha, Om Surya Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha, Om Lakshmi Kalbhyo Namah Swaha, Om Gauri Kalbhyo Namah Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Om Durgaya Namah Swaha, Om Lakshmiyaya Namah Swaha, Om Saraswati Namah Swaha, Om Krishnaya Namah Swaha, Om Ramaya Namah Swaha, Om Pamputaraye Namah Swaha, Om Manmantaye Namah Swaha, Om Bajrangbalyaye Namah Swaha, Om Suryaye Namah Swaha, Om Somdevtaye Namah Swaha, Om Mangal-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Buddha-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Guru-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Shukra-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Shani-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Rahuvaye Namah Swaha, Om Ketuvaye Namah Swaha, Om Kul-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Grama-devtaye Namah Swaha, Om Astam-devtaye Namah Swaha. Gayatri. Om Bhudhuva Svat Tatsaviturvarenyam भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयोभवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च स्वाहा ॐ अग्नये जातवेदसे स्वाहा Three more shares. ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णगुं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णगुं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णगुं स्वाहा. May the devotees, everyone standing now, please. Purnahuti. We all join together a very special mantra. Prayashchit, meaning penance and forgiveness. Om yadasa karmanu atirijam yadvanu namihakaram agnesha shishikaravityat sarvam svesham sahutam karutame agnaye shishikite sahuta huta seva prayashita hutinam kamanam samadaitre sarvanam kamarta samardhaya Om purnamada purnamadam purnabudachate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vishishyate swaha. Achman. Om Adite Anamanya Swa, Om Anumate Anamanya Swa, Om Saraswati Anamanya Swa, Om Deva Savita Prasuya Jam Prasuya Padhambagaya, Devyo Gandharkita Puketangana Punatu Vachaspatir Vaachanam Swaritu Fan. Om Buddhaswagni Pratijaha Gritamishta Prutis Ranchidi Dhamayancha Asmin Sarasti Ajutarasmin Vishwe Devajamanisha Siddhatha Prinshishi Agni Devta Ki Jai. Arti.
अज सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वत भासन तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया
पर्वत भासनी तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वत भासन तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत भासनी तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
पाँव सुपारी बजा नारियल
पान सुपारी बजा नारियल
पान सुपारी बजा नारियल
पान सुपारी बजा नारियल.
ले तेरे बीच चराया माँ सुनो सुनो मेरे देवी
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत भासनी तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे
सुवा चोल तेरे अंग विराजे
सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे
सुवा चोल तेरे अंग विराजे.
केशर तिलक लगाया सुनो मेरे देवी
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत भासनी तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे
ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे
ब्रह्मा 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 वेद परे तेरे द्वारे
ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे.
शंकर ध्यान लगाया सुनो मेरे देवी
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत भासनी तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया
नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया
नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया
नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया.
सोने का छत्र चराया सुनो मेरे देवी
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत भासनी तेरा पारन पाया तेरा पारन पाया.
धूप दीप नहीं दे रहा मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजम मंगलम पार्वती नाथ मंगलायष्टमो हरि मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत् पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्त्वमे त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ शान्ति
ॐ शान्ति
ॐ शान्ति
ॐ शान्ति
Put your hands clasped. Turn to the person next to you and say Sitaram. Sitaram, kaho re Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram.
सीताराम कहो रे सीताराम सीताराम सीताराम
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram.
सीताराम
Bhojan mantra.
Brahmaja devotees, as we ask God to bless the food that we are about to receive, we want to say thank you very much for that bhojan as we pray. Om anapate anasyano deyanamevasya shushmana prapradatarang tarishe urjano dehi dvipade chatushpade. O Almighty One, Lord of food, we partake of this meal by Thy grace. May we use only those foods that are health given, free from disease, beyond nourishing. May this food help us to overcome our difficulties, and may all bipeds and quadrupeds derive benefit therefrom. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om.
उमापति महादेव की, आज शक्ति दुर्गा देवी माता की, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, put your hands in the air for dharma, सत्य सनातन धर्म की. Please take your seats. At this time, my dear friends, we'll ask Pandit Anil to say a few words of greetings and mantras first. Panditji.
Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Jagadamba Devi Mata ki jai. Let us all put our hands together for once more. Sarva Shakti Mahamaye Divya Jnana Swarupinim Nau Durge Jagannmata Pranamami Mahor Mahor Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Prem Sablo Adi Shakti Jagadamba Devi Mata ki jai. My dear devotees, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for making the effort to come here tonight, for joining with Panditji and this beautiful family in Satsangh in glorifying the Divine Devi Mata. With this, I would like to thank Panditji for the amazing opportunity to join with you. Panditji and I have gone way back in working in a lot of projects together with the Dattatreya Yoga Center and many other projects together. But tonight is the first time that I'm actually here singing bhajans and joining with you, and it was a very wonderful experience. And with this, I do hope to see you all again in the future and joining with you all once more. Dhanyavad and God bless.
Thank you, Panditji. Thank you for taking time. And your guitarist for accompanying us. God blessings to you. I know you are starting a project with the Dattatreya Yoga Center. Saturday services? Huh? Yes?
My dear devotees, every first Saturday of the month, we do a satsang at the feet of Mahavira Swami, 85 feet Pavan Putra Hanuman, the Shri Dattatreya Yoga Center, named Satsangh at Sunrise. It is a very, very, very beautiful opportunity on a morning to get up early and join in satsang. And we do it at the first Saturday of every month, which is tomorrow morning. We begin at 6:30, finish at 8. So I do invite each and every one of you to come and enjoy this divine experience with us as we join, as we glorify Mahavira Swami in Hanuman Chalisa, discourse, and bhajans.
Thank you, Pandit. So, all success on that project from now on. And also we'd like Rajiv to say a few words first on behalf of the temple.
हे जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। हे जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, हे जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। Sitaram, to officiating Pandit Satyanan Gosein, Pandit Gyan Gosein, Pandit Anil Maharaj, members of the Kirtan Mandali, devotees of God, on behalf of myself, the President, the Executive Committee, and devotees of the Bharata Vishnu Mandir, we extend Navraatri greetings to each and everyone. May the divine blessings of the Universal Mother, none other than Jagadambe Devi, Durga Ma, Kali Ma, continue to bless, guide, and protect each and every one of you all. This home and this organization, may they continue to perform the excellent job that they have been doing over the many years in promoting and continuing our Dharma, not only for us, the residents and members of Bharataria, but the viewing and listening audience who could not have been here worldwide. So to Pandit Gosein and members of his organization, continued success. And to each and every one of you, many, many, many blessings for making the extra effort to being here tonight. Sitaram.
Thank you. Don't forget, my dear friends, the meals have been prepared for all. Tomorrow night is our last night. It's what we call the Garba night, where we get to show our motion and show the Jalwa a little bit, where they will do the little dance. I really do dance, but others just watch. So you're all invited. Meals have been prepared for. Don't forget, my dear friends, our Diwali celebration is on the 22nd of October at the St. George's Ground. Puja begins at 6, and we hope to see you then, so bear these dates in our mind. We are joining forces with the boys on 9th Street and from the vicinity to do the celebration this year under the patronage of the MP of the area, Saddam Hussein. It will be a wonderful evening, so do come out and join with us. I want to say special welcome to my brother-in-law Lawrence and his son Nathan from New York, who have joined us here tonight. God blessings to you. And I also see my dear friends, one of our dear family member and friend, Anand. I want to welcome you back from Saudi Arabia. I knew it was a long trip, but I think you surprised the family tonight because I was told you was coming in tomorrow night. I see you walked in here early on, and I was going to announce that you're here, but I see they walk out before. Right, so we're happy to have you back. So my dear friend, meals have been prepared for all, so please partake of meals before you leave. Pandit will do 1 or 2 bhajans again for us while you have your meals. Thank you.
जब भोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, शिव के भक्ति में हो लगन, हो लगन है, हो लगन है। मेरे मन मंदिरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैं शिव से लगा ये लगन, ओ लगन, मैं शिव से लगा ये लगन। मेरे मन मंदिरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैं शिव से लगा ये लगन, ओ लगन, मैं शिव से लगा ये लगन। जब भोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, जब भोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, शिव के भक्ति में हो के मगन। मेरे मन वीरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैं शिव से लगा ये लगन, ओ लगन, मैं शिव की चाहती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। ओ बोलो पवन पुत्र हनुमान। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। चीर की छाती बोले अपनी, चीर की छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। बोलो पवन पुत्र हनुमान। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। सीता हरण क्या रावण ने प्रभु जीते अगुदार। हनुमान ने सीता जी का प्रभु संदेश सुना। हनुमान जी करके आए, हनुमान जी करके आए प्रभु जी थे गुणगान। बोलो पवन पुत्र हनुमान। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। लगी लक्ष्मण जी को शक्ति देख प्रभु घबराए। बोर से पहले हनुमान जी धौलागिरी